everybody knows when somebody has a drug habit, they're going to do whatever they have to do in order to get their fix. You got some people that will hurt other people, hurt themselves, do the most funniest things you can think of just to get their next high. It's common on the streets, and it's also common inside of prison. For this video here, I'm going to be talking about the stupidest thing that I've seen inmates do just to get their hands on drugs inside of prison.
I'm the best, finna be this way till I EOS. Take it how you want, nigga, yeah, I'm a pro. Fuck around and bust your lot while you're at Vizzo. I hate to be this way, but I live for the moment. Waking up every day, show me an opponent. Shanks on deck, hitting bitches with locks. So much pool, I can even start you from the box. You don't wanna pay rent, got me bent. Got lax on deck, your money was well spent. Vultures on the prowl, so don't try testing. Step 2 comes violent, first steps finessing. You a hold down man, suitcase this. My cell phone and my charger don't walk with a limp. Get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see your ass, you gon' leave airlifted.
What's up, y'all? You already know, man. K Fraud TV back in the building. Y'all go ahead and do me that solid favor, man. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe button, and also make sure you hit that notification bell so you can see it first. Welcome back to the channel, y'all. Today I'm gonna be talking about the stupidest things that I've seen inmates do inside of prison just to get their hands on drugs. Now, I don't know how it was in the neighborhood where you grew up, but I'll give y'all a little background on how it was when I was younger in the neighborhood that I'm from. Now, when I was younger, of course, I was around a lot of people, you know, that was in the streets, a lot of dealing going on, etc. All right, and I remember every time I was at the trap, you'd always have different people coming in and out that always wanted to, you know, get their next fix, get their next high. And to be real with you, most of the time, if they didn't have money because they were short, but they needed it so bad, the people in the trap would make them do some dumbass shit just to get some dope for free. All right. I've seen people inside the trap let people tase them just so they can get dope. Seen people eat things like that you can't think of, like frogs and cockroaches or dead rats, you know, just to get some dope. Seen people do all types of things, you know. And on the streets, you know, people do that just to have a good laugh, you know, and make it, you know, hard on the person who's trying to get the dope, all right? And I feel like the reason for doing that is because you want them people to kind of shake back and get off those things, you know. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not going to work. People are not going to want to get off it unless they decide to get off it, you know. So at the end of the day, you can't really force them to put anything down, all right? Now, so being around that type of stuff on the streets and seeing people, you know, doing whatever it is to get high, you know, sell anything to get high, you know, steal anything to get high, fight anybody to get high. You know, we had people in my neighborhood, it was like Debo, you know, and he would literally come around and he would smoke dope, and he was known for punching all the other basers in their shit, you know, and he would come to the trap and he'd pace back and forth out front. You know, he'd be walking back and forth out front, just sitting out there, and all the dope boys would be talking about how he's out there. He'd be asking people for dope. Nobody's gonna give him no dope for free if he ain't got no money. So he would be like, all right, say no more. He'd be walking back and forth, mad as hell, pissed off, left and right, just waiting for other people to come there, other smokers, to get their dope, just so he can force them to give him a hit. And that's what he would do. Literally, he would do that like clockwork, because he was like the Debo in, you know, the smoker world. You see what I'm saying? Now, of course, you come across dumbasses, and you come across people who are going to do whatever they have to do to get that next fix. Now, compared to the things that I've seen on the streets, what people would do for drugs, when you can, you know, combine it with what I've seen inside of prison, I feel like it's bad in both worlds, okay? It's bad on the streets and it's bad inside of prison, all right? But inside of prison, since you're limited to the things that you can get your hands on and the access that you have to stuff, it's kind of like you're forced, you know, to do crazy shit with those items, those objects that you have access to, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, if you want this, this is what you have to do. And a lot of people was doing it, okay? Now, when I was in prison, one thing that a lot of people did when they, you know, wanted to give the smoker a hard time, when they wanted to come get that Tunchi, which it was, you know, that K2 spice stuff sprayed with different chemicals and shit. But what they would do, and I thought was crazy, because, you know, you feel like nobody would do this, is I seen a couple people eat a whole tube of toothpaste. Now, you think that shit would kill you, you know what I'm saying? My opinion, I ain't doing no stupid shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like if you just swallowed too much toothpaste at once, that shit would give you a stomach ache or something, you know? But a whole tube, like grabbing the whole tube, putting it there and just like it's a fucking Go-Gurt or something, just whoop, taking all the damn liquid out of it. Me seeing people do this just to get high inside a prison, you know, get a free sack, just to smoke. You know, me watching this go down, I felt like this shit's horrible. This is bad. You know, this drug, this stuff that they're smoking is hard for them to shake. You know, they cannot get that damn monkey off their back for nothing, okay? And just when I thought, you know, like that was bad, you know, them doing the toothpaste thing, you know, I felt like that's dumb, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, does it get any dumber than that? You know, like I used to see people do shit like just to clown them when they come and they want a free sack, tell them, okay, we'll drink 25 cups of water. So you got this dude sitting there filling up this damn styrofoam cup, gulping it. 1, filling it up. 2, 3. Now you look at it, you know, water is dangerous if you know, intake way more than you're supposed to, all right? But the whole reason people do the water stuff to people, you know, whether it's because they want dope or even when people are gambling and they lose, you know, people will play card games just for cups of water. Because if you lose, they'll have you drinking them cups of water all night, you know what I'm saying? And what it is it, when you have to drink all that water, it makes you have to use the restroom. You don't get a good night's sleep. You'll be tossing and turning. You'll be jumping up. You'll be going to the bathroom back to back because of how much intake of water you consumed, okay? So when I seen people, you know, drinking the water and shit up the road, you know, to get high, that was common. You know, that was something like, okay, that makes more sense. You know what I'm saying? But I've seen people inside of prison, you know, go on dummy missions, you know, like run up and try to beat somebody up in front of guards, jump out, stab people, you know, in front of officers, attack officers. I've seen all this type of stuff people have done in prison just for free dope, just to get high. You see what I'm saying? And it's a dangerous thing, you know. Now, coming from someone that's always been on the other side, I'm more about money. All right, so I've always been on the money side. You know, I've never been the user. You get what I'm saying? So, from my point of view, how it looks, you know, it's fun, you know, to see somebody go to the extreme to do something like that. Now, it isn't, you know, cool that they're going to the extreme to do this type of thing for drugs. You know, it's just kind of cool to see them go to the extreme. You get what I'm saying? That's why I feel like the laughs and the kikis and you know, the good times we have when people do stupid shit like that, I feel like it's a horrible reason why we have them do stuff like that, but it is a good time to watch, okay? You see it all. You know, you see people that will literally make other inmates act like an animal for 2 days. They'll say, okay, well, you got 48 hours to act like a dog. You got 48 hours to be a chicken. You have 48 hours to walk around like a fucking dove, a pigeon. You know, and these people want that dope so bad. They want to get high so bad that they'll do it with no problems. And they're doing it like clockwork just so they can get high. You see what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, it sucks. There's so many people that are strung out. So many people that are out there, you know, on stuff like that. But inside of prison, you got nothing but time. And the best way to pass time is being entertained. This type of stuff is entertainment. This right here is entertaining. It makes it to where you ain't even thinking of nothing other than laughing your ass off about what this person's doing. All right? And I'm just throwing out, you know, a couple little examples of the type of stuff that people do, you know, inside of prison in order to get drugs, to get high, you know, whether it's violent or funny. All right? I haven't even told y'all the stupidest thing that I've seen yet. Now, you got people that will literally have to dance, you know, do push-ups. You know what I'm saying? Beyonce's, which if y'all don't know what those are, it's kind of like if someone says, let me get a Beyonce about you. That means you gotta like dance and sing like Beyonce. Or Spider-Man's is another thing that people will make you do for Spider-Man's. You know, they'll tell you, give me a Spider-Man. That means you gotta act like you got webs and you gotta sling up against the wall. And it's funny seeing somebody do it like at random times. You might be walking in the chow hall with your tray, and you know, as you're getting your drink now, you look over, you see some dude doing some Spider-Man shit up against the wall. He's like wall surfing, like with webs though. He's got his back against the wall, and then now all of a sudden he turns forward, and you're looking, and you're like, damn, he must have lost a bet to somebody, or he's trying to get dope because he's over there doing Spider-Mans. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, it's a fun thing. It's just a horrible reason of why they're doing these things. All right, now to get into the most stupidest thing that I've seen inmates do inside of prison to get high is drink chemicals that you clean your cell with. To me, I'm like, man, these dudes are just trying to die. You know what I'm saying? If you've been locked up before, you know how it is. Usually they'll come around, especially if you're in confinement. You probably have more of a vision of it. But they usually come around and they give you a little bit of chemicals to clean your room. You know, and this chemical shit, when you're looking at it, it's like a neon highlighter color. You know, when you're looking at that shit in the cup, it's like a greenish yellow, the same color as a regular highlighter, and it's liquid. You know, it looks like a dye. You see what I'm saying? And people are drinking that shit just to get high. You know, in my mind, I'm thinking like, damn, one of them ain't gonna make it. So I'm kind of scared to have them do that, you know, for the sack, because I don't need dude dying and then people saying, well, you know, next thing we know, he was over there with Frog by Frog's bunk, and Frog told him to do this in order to give him that. You know, I don't need to catch a body on some bullshit like that. You see what I'm saying? Even though I didn't force him to do it, he still did it because I entitled him and encouraged him to do it. So I got to be careful when it comes to things like that. That right there is the stupidest thing that I've seen inmates do inside of prison in order to get high on drugs. I've seen other shit, like when you get a beef jerky pack. You know, like a pack of beef jerky, it comes with that little small little thing in there that says not for human consumption, do not eat. It's like a little pouch to keep the shit fresh or whatever. Well, in prison, we got the tortillas, you know, to make the burritos. And inside of the tortilla bag is one of them little pouch things like that. I've seen people in there snort that. I've seen people eat it, even though it says do not eat. I've seen so much things that people will do just to get drugs. But I feel like the chemicals to clean inside of your cell is the worst and the stupidest shit I've ever seen. It's like, if nothing on the streets killed you and nobody in prisons killed you, why would you want something that small, that simple to kill you? You know, it has to be horrible for you. And there has to be people that I don't know, but there has to be some people out there that shit done killed or done damaged severely. You know what I'm saying? It's got to have some type of bodies, this cleaning chemical, you know what I'm saying? But for people to literally be sitting there drinking it just to get high shows how bad and how to the extreme they will go. I'm looking at these dudes. There was a homeboy of mine, and he wasn't even my dog yet, okay? So I'll start from the beginning. He wasn't even my dog yet when I first met him. But I'm sitting in the dorm one day, and this dude's there, and he's got a line with like 4 or 5 people, you know? Next thing you know, they're all in a huddle and they're all saying cheers and shit. So I'm looking over and I'm thinking, you know, it's some type of, you know, wine or some type of liquor inside of this bottle that's being poured in everybody's cups. You know, and I'm thinking like, them boys over there getting crunk. You know what I'm saying? I'm not thinking nothing of it. I'm thinking it's either some jailhouse wine or some street made shit that's just in like a regular bottle that they're passing around from a lotion or shampoo bottle. I'm thinking that it's just, you know, I'm not thinking it's chemicals. I'm thinking it's liquor or something like that, because he had so many people around him doing it. He had all these people that he was going to give a free sack to doing that. And I'm looking, you know, I'm thinking like, them boys turning up for the night, you know what I'm saying? And when I found out later on what it was that they were doing, I thought that shit was crazy. But it made me pay attention to him more. You know, my dog, who ended up being my dog, but it made me pay attention to him more to see how he was orchestrating, how he had this going. And literally like clockwork, it was kind of like, I'm going to teach you how to get off this dope. Since you ain't strong enough to get off this dope, I'm going to put you through some horrible times. You know, and that's basically what he was trying to do. He was trying to make people shake back. But at the end of the day, no matter how much you help them, no matter how much you tell them, no matter how much you don't give them, no matter how much you do give them, you can't force them not to get off this shit and stop chasing it. You see what I'm saying? So that's his way. That's the way he was doing it. And I thought this was the stupidest shit ever. Like, as far as all the people, I'd say within 2 months, I'd say I seen about 12, 15 people in this particular dorm drinking the cleaning, the chemicals, the fluid shit. Just, you know, like, I'm thinking like, the fuck? Like, who would do that? You know what I'm saying? Somebody who needs help. Somebody who's down bad, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, in prison, people got a lot of demons. You know, people got fighting, you know, everything that's going on in their head. You know, people are stressing about they're away from their loved ones. You know, they might not be going home, or they might not be going home soon. You know, they might be stressing an appeal. They might not have any more appeals. They might have ran out of their damn appeals, or things that are going on the streets you can't really be there for. Things are going on, problems and shit, you can't be out there to help nobody. You know, a lot of these things go around in people's minds and will make people on the streets that are real deal hustlers turn into a junkie up the road. You know what I'm saying? There could be people that never did drugs on the streets that was all about that money. Go up that road and all these problems are getting thrown at them and shit. Next thing you know, they're putting it up their nose and getting high and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Just to get their mind off of the real problems. You see? That's how people cope with their time, is they look for drugs. They look to do things like this. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's stupid. You know, at the end of the day, it's dumb. I've seen plenty of funny ass situations take place. I've seen people, you know, who gotten too high inside of prison, you know, and we would always try to tell them, don't be getting high like that. Prison is not the place where you want to be so vulnerable and like so comatose to where somebody can literally like take you, you know. So we've seen where people get so wasted and the whole dorm come together and joke with him and make him think he got tooken. You know, have like a bandit come in there and talk to him and then like leave, and then the next day tell him, man, you fucked up yesterday, jit, man, you was in the shower with old school, you and the bandit or whatever. Hell nah, bro. And then everybody starts saying it to him. And let this joke go on for about a motherfucking 4 or 5 days, almost a week, to make him think he really may have possibly just slept with a man. But it's just because we want to show him, don't be on no drugs, because look what happened. You don't know what's going on. You don't know your surroundings. You can't peep things. You feel me? And then it'd be so bad to where he starts believing it, starts thinking maybe he did, and then maybe it'll scare the shit out of him to where he don't get high no more. After we finally tell him it was a joke, but then let him realize you didn't even know it was a joke. You caved and started thinking it was a possibility it could have happened. That's how you know how bad it was and how messed up you were, that you don't even remember. You see what I'm saying? And things like this kind of help people get off of dope, get off drugs, okay? And I only say dope not because it's crack. I just say dope for any of the drug that it is, okay? But at the end of the day, these are the type of things that you'll see inside of prison. You'll see people doing the dumbest shit just to get high, you know? And I felt like I might as well come on here and break it down to y'all and let y'all know the stupidest shit that I thought was, because just recently when I was in my neighborhood at the corner store, you see all the smokers up there and you see them doing the stupidest shit every single time, you know, no matter what it is. You could just pull up there to get gas and you'll see these smokers doing some stupid shit, saying some stupid shit. You never know what it is, what they're gonna pull out of their fucking hat and what type of trick they got up their sleeve, you know what I'm saying? And it just dawned on me that, damn, I need to make a video to break it down to let y'all know the stupidest shit I seen an inmate do in order to get high inside of prison. And to me, I felt like that stupid ass shit, drinking that damn cleaning chemicals, I feel like it wasn't just stupid, but it was dangerous, you know? I'm pretty sure one shot of that shit has to be damn near probably life-threatening, you know? And they weren't just doing like capsulefuls. They were doing like probably like a double shot in a cup. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, this shit's just crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? But if you've seen something else, if you've seen people do stupider things or other things that I mentioned in order to get drugs, or, you know, when they lose a bet or anything like that, drop it in the comment section. That's what the comments there for. You know what I'm saying? I like to see what y'all say. I like to see what y'all's input is. Have you ever seen somebody go through the same thing? Or do you know somebody that's going through that same process right now? If so, drop it in the comment section, okay? That's all I got for y'all today. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I can't really, you know, speak that much on this topic that far because I got to be careful with the way I word things in order for YouTube. You know, I don't need to get no strikes and shit for no reason. So I just figured I'd come on here and I'd break it down a little bit and let y'all know what it was to me that I feel like was the stupidest shit I ever seen an inmate do inside of prison for drugs. Until next time, y'all already know, like I always say, make sure you keep them rats, squares, clowns, chomos, pedos, gunners, wannabe island boys, and clout chasers out your circle. And until next time, this the one and only, I am my team, Frog.
I'm a criminal, I'm a cool nigga, but I got a limit though.
I'm a cool nigga, but I got a limit though, cause I'm a criminal, yeah, I'm a criminal.